Hi everybody, I'm Susan Hill, natural dog trainer, and I got a question for you. Now, do you have one of those dogs that just won't stop barking no matter what you do? Now, there can be many reasons for barking, okay? Your dog could be hurt and they're crying out for you, help me, help me. They could be scared and alone because it's not natural for a dog to be all by themselves for an extended period of time. So they could be barking because they're really scared. Your dog could be barking because they're territorial, they hear something. Who's that? Who's at my house? You know, bark, 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 right? Your dog can be barking out of boredom, you know? So there can be many reasons for barking, but we're not going to talk about all those today. I'm going to talk about territorial barking. Now, this territorial barking is the kind of barking that your dog just won't stop doing, okay? Now, it's very common when you first move to a new place that your dog will not be accustomed to all the different sounds that he or she is going to hear in this new environment. Okay? And similarly, if you brought your dog to somebody else's house or maybe to a dog boarding facility, they would bark and bark out of everything is new. More than likely, a lot of dogs do this, okay? And that's if your dog is a barker. Well, what does that mean, being a barker kind of dog? Well, the dog has a more excitable nervous system where they are going to be on the alert, and certain breeds are more like this. Generally the guard dogs, the German Shepherds, the Dobermans, these kinds of dogs will be more apt to really bark more so because they're a reactive kind of dog. Their nervous system, their hormonal system responds very quickly because they're meant to guard. Some of the terriers can be like this, the pit bulls, schnauzers. These types of dogs are more reactive. So they're more apt to get more excited when they hear sounds, okay? So what do? How do you control this? You know, maybe your family members are really upset. They're threatening to get rid of your dog or leave. Maybe your neighbors are, you know, really upset. They're calling you up, or maybe they're calling the police, or maybe even you have some kind of a judgment against you where they're threatening to make you have your dog get that operation with the laryngectomy, whatever that's called, where they actually cut the vocal cords, the larynx. Maybe that's looming over your head. You know, there's a lot of considerations, but mostly for you, for your own peace of mind, because that nonstop barking, it's just really upsetting, and it really is something that can really undermine the peace in your home. So what do you do about it? Well, I tell you, I've been looking at this. Now, there are those bark collars, okay? And for some dogs, those really do work. You can try it. I don't like to use a real lot of electrical force. You know, more of a vibration or even a tone is better to start, especially for the little dogs, okay? But you just have to see. It's really on a case-by-case basis how this all works. But I'm going to say try this first. Create an environment for your dog that's peaceful and quiet. And how you do that is you block out any of these external sounds from coming through as best as you can. And how you do that is by first of all, isolating your dog into maybe a portion of the house which is the least noisy, so away from the street. And then you can turn on a radio, or they make these devices that create like a constant buzzing, like a sound. And they're not that expensive. I forget what they're called, but you can get one of those. You can simply just play music. But anything that's going to block out this external noise from getting in will cause a much more peaceful environment for not only you, your neighbors, your family members, but your dog. You're all going to be able to feel much better. So that's my suggestion for you. Do you have a noisy dog? And what do you do? Go ahead and comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Peace and richest blessings.